Not sure it's happening. Oh yeah, okay. I think I'm live. Yeah, let's go live on Instagram. All right. How's it going, everybody? Midweek with Maggie, episode 11. Welcome, welcome. Happy Wednesday. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever in the world you're at. Let's see if I can pull up this thing so I can see your comments. If anybody joining live on Facebook or Instagram, doesn't seem like it. Well, I'll just go ahead and start it. So if you're watching this for the first time, welcome. I do this go live every week to share my journey as an online entrepreneur, as a human, as a girl. And then I've been running my online business about almost 2 years, actually. Towards end of March, and officially I'll be in year 3. And well, this is not where I want to go. I just want to see where comments. Okay, we'll see. I'll get back to you if you commented on the Facebook page. But yeah, and then I have a lot of breakthroughs, and I want to share my experience so that you will see your life from different perspective, and so that you'll have a quality of life, higher quality of life, and a fulfilled life. And today, well, okay, so I did go live last week from Hawaii, and I'm back. You can see my tan a little bit, and it was colder than I expected. I live in Phoenix, so the weather wasn't. I was expecting like sunny, warm, beach sunshine, but it was. It's actually, I guess, rainy. Quite a rainy season in Hawaii, so it was rainy most of the time. Not so much like it wasn't pouring. Well, I guess it was pouring rain at some point too, but it was like cloudy a lot of times, and I got a little bit of sun in the last couple of days I was there. So that's where I got my tan. I didn't even put sunscreen much because I wanted to get some tan. And then, yeah, so I came back last week and kind of trying to catch up with everything that's happening within my business. I have a lot that I'm gonna be sharing probably within next week or so, and I am super excited. But with my personality type, I get so many ideas and I don't really know what to do with it, and I get overwhelmed. So I'm taking one at a time. And then yeah, so today actually, so I'm gonna talk about, my topic is what did I actually called it? Things that no one really talks about starting a business, either online or offline. Most of the time online. I mean, could be offline too, but what I do is online. And then things that people don't really share with you. A lot of people. The first of all, nobody really talks about it because nobody is really doing it. There's only a handful of people compared to the entire population are doing, really dove into online world or even offline world, starting a business. So I wanted to share it because I wish these things I knew when I saw the opportunity in the beginning. Like, not that I wouldn't do anything different, but I would still took my first step to dive in. But there's a lot of things that I didn't know until really immerse myself and see different benefits of having a business, whether that's part-time or full-time. So let's see. First, I'm going to talk about, so there are opportunities like e-commerce, affiliate marketing, like influencer marketing. That's kind of similar to the affiliate marketing. And then there's network marketing, there's sales. Those are the basically like commission-based business opportunities. Then I kind of want to talk about, well, I think network marketing is kind of like as a whole, like goes under everything else. Affiliate marketing can go under that too. But a lot of people, when they see an opportunity, like, multi-level marketing or direct sales marketing, they see it as like spam. And yes, there are other, some opportunities out there that are actually spam. Some people, especially if they're just like kind of flashing money in front of you, or if that's how they are promoting it, that's not what it's all about. I've been in the 2 different network marketings before until I started this online business. And really the things, a lot of people, when, most people who have done network marketing, they don't really talk nice about network marketing because they didn't make any sales. They lost a lot of money and energy, and that was their, the experience. And then there's other people who never done anything, and just seeing it from outside, and it seems like, oh, the top person makes the most money. It's a pyramid, blah blah blah. And yeah, so like, I guess MLM, the multi-level marketing, that works as like, top person makes most or whatever. To be honest, the whole pyramid is like kind of funny, because if you work for a corporation, the top person on the pyramid is CEO, and who makes most money within the company? Nobody else. Then, the people who are working, like, nobody's on top. You're usually either on the bottom or a second tier, third tier. Not, basically you're not on top. And then the people who are working for the company, for the CEO, they're working so hard, and then your company just pay you. I'm not trying to bash corporation, by the way. This is just like how it is structured typically. So you work so hard, you just join this company, you work hard, and the company pays you just a little bit, just enough for you to stay. And then all the profit that comes from your work goes to the company, goes to CEO, who might be not even in the office most of the time, might be on the beach, flying, somewhere with a private jet, whatever. So that's this whole pyramid story, but I want to touch on that. And then, so network marketing sales, that's where interesting things, when you really like started learning about successful business people, entrepreneurs, rich people, they like, especially they're not the rich, like they didn't come from wealthy family kind of rich people, they actually endorse sales and network marketing, because you only need a little bit of money to start, compared to like you starting everything from scratch, like a startup, or like even like starting a restaurant, or trying to think like starting a franchise owner for fast food or gym. Or so compared to that, like you really you don't need a whole lot of money in the initial investment, and then there's so much potential. Of course, there's just so much you need to learn about sales and marketing. I've learned so much ever since I joined the first like network marketing company. But yeah, so everybody, like, Gary Vaynerchuk, Grant Cardone, there's this guy, his name is Eric Ward. He's like the like a top trainer. He I don't remember his whole story, but I know he did a network marketing company. He did a network marketing business, and then made a lot of money. Now he's like mentoring a lot of people. And yeah, just a lot of people, a lot of entrepreneurs now, who are doing well in real estate, or have like a really successful podcast, or like YouTube channels or whatever. They've done some sort of network marketing in the past, and that was like the first like step for them for their entrepreneurial journey. So, and actually, let's see on Instagram. Hello. Thanks for watching. And then, okay, I have a little notes. So that's that. And then honestly, the sales skill is like the best skill you can learn, because it's not about selling something in order for you to get a money from, from the other person or from other people. It's really about solving a problem. A lot of time, if salesperson was like, if the people, you had a bad experience with the salespeople, then they didn't do the sales right. They weren't experienced. If they were so pushy, they were so desperate, that's not how sales should be. And like entrepreneurs, sales, that's really, they are the one. If there's no salespeople, none of the companies we have now exist. Somebody have to talk about it. Maybe you have a great mind to create this system, this, like, I don't know, some sort of structure, like engineering structure or whatever. But if you don't know how to sell it, you can't never make a profit from it, or even bring a revenue to start with. So yeah, the sales is very important. And then you're always selling yourself. Look at your Instagram, Facebook, like your social media account. Like, what are you posting? Why are you posting it? Because you want to share, right? And then that's part of, you want other people to see what you're offering, what you're selling, not necessarily selling it in order for you to get money, but you are trying to deliver information so that other people can benefit, right? Maybe you travel this place and it was gorgeous. You want to, share that moment with other people. You're selling that you were at this place, or you did this and that. So yeah, that's about sales. And sorry, I'm a little jumping around, but okay. Second thing is tax. So whether you start a business online, offline, part-time, full-time, anything you invest for that business is a tax that you can write up for as a tax deduction. So like example, like I'll just bring up like a network marketing opportunity. You might have to buy a product in order for you to sell. So maybe e-commerce too. I don't know a whole lot about that industry, but I know a little bit, but I've never done, dove in fully or know somebody else who's doing it 100%. And making profits. So I can't speak too much about it, but like for example, if you're buying a product for you to start a business, then that product or products can be a write-up for your tax deduction. Whether you already have a business, if you have a job right now and doing this a side gig, you can write it, and then you don't have to, like, once you get paid, or even if you didn't make any money, you can still apply that as a tax deduction because you were doing business. And let's see, other things, like if you decide, so I do social media marketing, so I spend money on ads, and then that isn't a tax deduction. Whether you spend $100 in a whole year or maybe $100 in a day, like that's a deduction. And then trying to think anything else. If you're doing like an offline business, like let's say you're starting like a yoga studio, and yoga studio isn't like right next to your house, you have to drive, you can calculate that like you have to keep track, you can track that mileage, and then you can put that as a tax deduction. If you go any events like a training or like a conference or retreat that was purposely for your business, you can write that as a tax deduction, which is so cool. Because like, of course you're putting your taking the money, using your own money from your own pocket, but these things can write up. And then so you're basically, how it works, if you don't know, it's like there is a profit or the revenue, and then that tax deduction amount comes. And then obviously if you spend more money, on expense than how much you made, then there's no tax applied to the income you made from that business. And if you made more money and if there's expense, then tax only applies to the leftover of the, like, what's the best way to say this? So it's like income minus expense, and then the leftover is the I guess profit, no, revenue. Yeah, it's a profit. That's the part that become taxable when you file tax. So yeah, that's something that I not a lot of people when I started, I didn't know. Like first two business I did, I didn't know about it, so I missed a lot of, I think I missed out a lot of money that I could get it back on the tax return. So that's number two. And number three, so I've got four topics, so it's two more. So three, the money mindset. This is so important. And I feel like I say this so important a lot, but a lot of people come up with like a different, well, mostly like either, oh, I don't have money to do this, or I don't have time to do this. And I want to talk about the money part. Majority of people who are starting business, they didn't have, like, there's a saying, like, people start a business because they don't have money, and some people don't start a business because they don't have money. So it's really how badly you want to change your current situation is really the key when it comes to money mindset. Like, let's say, like, if you want to start like a McDonald's franchise, like it costs, I think, $1 million. And like, obviously nobody has $1 million sitting in the bank account. I don't think even the rich people, they don't necessarily have it in the bank. They utilize it, like do an investment so that they can really have their money work for them. But yeah, so maybe the startup cost for you to start some sort of business is like $100, maybe $500, $1,000. You might not have that in your bank account, but it would be worth to invest that money, that you can, like, think of like the ways you can come up with that amount of money. Maybe you can utilize a credit card. That's it. Like, if you never really had a credit card, you can apply for credit card, and then if you have a good credit, then you can get a 0% APR, which is like no interest for a certain amount of period. So you're literally able to use other people's money. What do they call it? OPM, other people's money. I heard that acronym somewhere recently. But anyway, so you can utilize other people's money to get started something. And even if you're getting like a personal loan or loan in general, you can utilize other people's money, not necessarily something that the money you have in cash or in your bank. You can utilize that money to be able to start something that can bring more more money into your life. And obviously there's a good debt and bad debt. Not all debts are bad, in my opinion. And a lot of successful entrepreneurs, they talk about it a lot. The bad debts are like what we get trapped, especially in the US. You get a credit card and you somehow have a money that you don't even have, and you end up spending so much that using that credit card, and then go on the holiday, go on a vacation, spending so much on the weekend, like spending on alcohol, partying, buying clothes, shoes for girls. I know, I love shopping. And trying to think, go out to eat someplace that's really fancy, but not necessarily you can actually afford it. So any money you spend that doesn't like bring you more money, that's a liability. And you want, I think I said it right, yeah. And you the bad, that's a bad debt. And then And the good debt is something like starting a business, investing it, or investing in a company. If you're an investor, if you already have enough money, then you can invest money for a company or companies and startups and whatnot. And then that's where you can really have money work for you, and then money coming in even though you're spending it. So like money is like coming back rather than just one-way ticket, which is the bad debt. So yeah, I went a little off tangent, but it's basically no one has a money to start, especially if you think the opportunity to start a business is an really opportunity for you. Then most people who took that route, they didn't have a lot of money in the beginning. Although when you like look up what's his name, even celebrities, like actors, actresses, famous ones, they not necessarily had a lot of money, but they went to like they immersed themselves, and then they found opportunity, and then they went all in. Like what Jeff Bezos, the Amazon CEO, he started as a like book selling online business. He didn't have a whole lot of money, but now it's massive company. Like Facebook, same way. I don't know about other social media founders backgrounds, but yeah, so don't let that stop you to start an opportunity. Don't let that stop you from create something much bigger than yourself in the future. So number 4, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So the last one. So this applies to mostly affiliate marketing, social media marketing, something that I know a lot more about than the other, like the sales and network marketing in general. It's a myth that people think that you have to have a big following in order to have a successful affiliate marketing or social media marketing. And that is such a myth. And the reason, one of the reasons is that the number of the audience it's not a popularity like the business is not a popularity contest. Someone's gonna hate your business, someone's gonna absolutely love your business, and there is just always like gonna split that. Not everybody will like you, like what you're doing, what you're selling. And that same thing for like any business, Amazon, McDonald's, anything. Some people love it, some people hate it, and that's just so you don't have to have everybody like, not all the audience have to like you in order for you to become successful. And then there was I was listening to a podcast, one of my favorite podcasts, James Wetmore's Mind Your Business. I absolutely love his podcast. He talks about, he was just interviewing somebody, and then they said that they were talking about the influencer marketing, and some girl who had a million followers, a couple million followers, and she was going to sell a t-shirt, and her minimum, a million followers, her minimum amount that she had to sell in order to continue the relationship with the company that she was going to promote was like $25. I'm sorry, the 20 or 25 units of t-shirts. Then so she posted, I don't really know what she exactly said it to promote this, but I looked it up, and she failed to sell 20. She only was able to sell like 18 t-shirts, and she has a million followers. Like what? And then so I looked it up, that scenario, and then the article, several articles talked about this is not it wasn't just her. A lot of influencer marketing, it happens in that industry. So that says it's not that you have to have a big followings. I still don't have like tens of thousands of followers on on Instagram or YouTube. YouTube, I have like what, seven subscribers. I don't even know who they are, but thanks for watching. And yeah, so let's see. Not need to have a big following. So that's what I wanted to share. I don't know how long I've been talking, 20 minutes ago. So yeah, I think that's what I wanted to say. See if anybody's joining. Oh, what is the name of the podcast? So it's Mind Your Business by James Wedmore. See if I can actually leave a comment here. Mind Your Business by James Wedmore. I think I spelled it. Yeah, okay. So it's Wedmore, Wedmore. Here you go. Yeah, so oh my God, I love his stuff. So please listen to his podcast. He talks about a lot of like, I guess, feminine, like a intuitive side. He's a very business person, but he talks about a lot of mindset part, the intuitive part, that where it doesn't make sense. So I think I talked about right brain and the left brain in some other episodes. I can't remember if I actually did talk about it, but right. Oh yeah, that's the ego, and then the your intuition. So I don't want to go off too much off track, but the intuitive side is where, like, the first thought you have when something comes up, like whether that's a business opportunity or meeting somebody, that you have the heart, like, you know, you had like a calling from certain person or certain place, certain purpose. It doesn't make any sense to you, but when you follow your heart and then, like talk to this person at the bar that you felt like, they're like, you were called to talk to that person, and you go there and say hi or whatever, or taking this spontaneous trip that you think it's crazy to do it, but you've followed your heart, so you did it. And then when you follow your heart, it always comes out. You will never have a regret. And then the ego, which is the analytical part, when I think that's right, left brain, you trying to figure out everything structured, that everything has to make sense. So like, now if you have opportunity to let's say, you met somebody and then you had a crush, and then you wanted to talk to this person, but then the ego, the left brain, the analytical brain, tells you all the other reasons why you shouldn't be talking to this person. So let's see. Okay, keep working on your thing. You're doing awesome. Thank you, Steve. Thanks for watching on Instagram. And so yeah, that's what I wanted to share. I didn't want to go too far, but last thing, I figured it out on the Instagram how I was able to upload a couple last episodes. Turned out that now Instagram has this new rule that I don't have a big following, so I can't upload a video more than 10 minutes. So I chopped it up. So you can go back and watch other episodes under the IGTV if you're interested. And then let's see if I'm missing anything else. My dog's barking. I don't know if you can hear it. I should brought my mic a little bit more closer, but oh well. Okay, so that's it for this week, and hope you are having the... Steve, that's awesome. He's tuning in from Costa Rica. That's awesome. I've never been to Costa Rica. When I went to Hawaii, I was thinking like, I want to visit Costa Rica, because I was staying this Airbnb, and then there were just so many wild animals making noise at night, and felt like, I guess I've never been to Costa Rica, so I can't say like, I felt like I was in Costa Rica, but I felt like that's what it's going to feel like if I went to Costa Rica. So yeah. So next week, I think I want to talk about that personality type, Myers-Briggs. If you ever heard of it, I actually heard it initially from James Whitmore, the podcast that I mentioned, and I am very passionate about it, and I'm always looking people and then finding out their personality types. So I'm going to kind of dive into that next week and then share that with you so you can know who you are. This is not something define, like put you in the box, but rather like this is like who you're born with, and then how you can utilize that, the personality you have, so that you don't have to try so many different paths. You have the path that made in front of you, that you know, like kind of like a shortcut to like to your life. So yeah, and I know I talked too much. I love doing this Go Live. So thank you so much for. Oh, I love to visit Costa Rica. Guanacaste, is that how it's called? Paradise. Oh, I'm going. I'm going. I was gonna go this January, but that didn't happen. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in, and thanks for the interaction on Instagram or Facebook. And sorry, I have a second monitor, so I'm just looking into monitors. But yeah, I hope you have amazing day, evening, afternoon, morning, and great have a great rest of your week. And I'll see you next week. Peace. She said